Hey, good morning, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? All right, good. I'm on location in a hotel in the great nation of Charleston. So apologize for the lighting and all that stuff. I tried to play around with it, but sun's coming in. But I'm down in Charleston this week for my trade group, the Association of Chamber of Commerce Execs. They have about 50 CEOs from chambers around the country that are enjoying the good life in Charleston. So anyway, but we're stuck at some random hotel over near the marina because everything's so expensive, and we're all nonprofits, so we ain't paying for it. But anyway, it is nice to be down here, and so glad y'all are here with me. Got a few things to talk about, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to share my screen, which means this is going to be a disaster, but I'm gonna try it anyway today because I got some good charts from this week. But let's hit a couple big things. Rich, I'm gonna put you in charge of one thing if you don't mind. Keep an eye out for the job numbers. When you see that, let me know, because that's coming out at 9 o'clock today, and that's going to be a big indicator because the economy, we talked about this, how up and down, and it has been this week as well. But it's National Candy Day. There you go. I don't know why they do it the week after Halloween, but whatever. It's also my new favorite, National Use Common Sense Day. The fact that we have to have a day to recognize something we all should have is crazy in and of itself. But lastly, National Love Your Lawyer Day. Now, we actually need a day for that. But all right, let's hit the economy. New job numbers are coming in soon.
You said 261,000.
261, which beats their estimate of 200. Last 3 months have been around 370, which has been unbelievable.
Still strong.
Still really, really strong. So the market should respond accordingly today. They beat expectations, which is good. Even with the Fed raising rates on Wednesday this week by 75 basis points, it will be the highest interest rates a lot of kids have ever seen. But the biggest issue with the jobs being a factor, right? We're still gaining a bunch of jobs, tons of layoffs this week as well, especially hitting the tech marketplace. Don't know if Twitter announced they're going to have layoffs today, but then they just got sued because they didn't give enough notice to employees that they're going to lay them off. So we'll see what injunction does there. But tech groups, Lyft laid off 14% of their workforce this week, or 13 or 14%. Twitter, obviously, Stripe, which is an online payment form, laid off about 14% of its workforce as well. Locally, Prisma laid off 55 management and exec jobs yesterday because hospitals are just feeling the pinch after COVID. They got a ton of relief money, but their costs have soared, and they're still having to use, there's so many people have left the workforce that they're having to use temp agencies, travelers, and all to fill nursing jobs. And quite frankly, that's expensive. And so hospitals are still pinching pennies right now, and expect more layoffs in the healthcare industry as they try to make do. On that note, this is where I'm gonna try to share my screen. I had a great presentation by Lightcast yesterday. It's a organization that gives you a bunch of data. And let's see here. Dadgummit. Well, never mind. It was from an email. But anyway, we've talked about this for a long time, just how short we are, right? In South Carolina, there's 2 job openings for every job applicant. And where did everybody go? That's the question, right? I mean, it's not like everybody moved out of the country, but so many people retired. The average age right now of retirement is 63. And you've got millennials that have, millennials are taking over the largest age bracket. But in reality, you've seen a lot of folks that retired early that didn't, that was not expected to, even though at some point everybody's going to retire, at a faster clip. And so what we're, on top of the fact that people retiring early, all this COVID money, people's spending went through the roof. So demand went up, the need for more people went up, less employees to fill the greater need. So now things are finally trying to settle down, and buying is back to a staggering statistic right now. Folks that retired early, 23% are living off of credit cards. Crazy. And if you see just this past quarter, credit card debt exceeded what it was pre-COVID, because during COVID, it was the lowest it had ever been. So all this to be said, the economy's got a ways to go before it settles out, and a lot will be determined. There's always a little bit of settling out after an election. So I don't know about y'all, I'm getting more text messages from candidates in North Carolina, like, I don't even freaking live there. Why are you bugging me? All this, so it haven't worked that I reported it as junk. I hope y'all are not seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, but whatever. All right, let's, enough about the economy, but it was a fascinating report from these, I got a bunch of data. It's kind of cool to see the trends nationally and how we stack in South Carolina. All right, locally, let's see. We knew it was coming. I didn't think it'd come for the election, but I'm sure that was a coincidence. Inspector General report on Richland 2. They've got an election next week for school board members, but the Inspector General called the Richland 2 board dysfunctional. Again, things that you didn't have to say, right? But whatever. But there's an election next week, and elections have consequences. Really hate to see Constant Car Wash close this week on Gervais Street, a staple for 75 years. Chip and Marty, great people, but it was Chip's dad, who former chair of the chamber back in the 50s and 60s. I think he chaired it twice. Used to have a tiger out front and donated that to start the zoo, if y'all remember that. So, which also started at the chamber. Just little factoids today. I'm coming at them, right? But hate to see that Constant closes. They're good people, and I wish them well. Let's see. I'm not commenting on it. I'm just telling you. I hope y'all saw they got the third reading for Richland County Council raises this week. And interesting, I may get Rusty to comment on this, throwing you on the spot, but NFTs, non-fungible tokens, the first house was sold on by NFT this week in Colombia. NFTs are basically documents. It's like an electronic stock, and you buy the stock, and it's used for, it can be for anything. In this particular case, real estate, and it could be the next wave of the way houses are purchased. Rusty, does that sound, you're knowledgeable in this stuff, does that sound accurate?
It's still to be seen, because there are some issues still related to that. You know, what exactly is cryptocurrency, because you've got different federal agencies that define it as something different, the taxability of it. I think what you see early on is a last minute conversion to cash based on cryptocurrency. And that is making it a little easier for those with large amounts of cryptocurrency, which are not as large as they were perhaps a few months ago. But it's still kind of wait and see if that's really gonna catch on. Even NFTs as a whole, there's still some issues about really what are you trying to buy and sell? What is the asset? What's, you know, how do you control it and own it? So that stuff is still getting sorted out.
Interesting. Well, it was reported that we were the first in the nation, but I did a quick Google search, and there was 2001. There was one in Florida, another one in Arizona. So who knows?
Right.
But it made the news this week. All right. So more to be determined. And Rusty, you'll keep us posted on NFTs, because I have Not a clue. All right.
Yeah, and Carl, just what from Jim, I would say I wouldn't call it the next wave either, because it's a great concept, but it's nothing more than a concept right now with a lot of electrons beaming around. So don't leave the impression that it's a wave coming.
Fair point.
Early coming. Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about things that are upcoming this week. A lot of cool stuff. The Relic Room down at the State Museum is opening their long-awaited Vietnam Memorial exhibit, and it's actually open next Friday. And because it's Veterans Day next Friday, it's also free for the weekend. So if you get a chance to want to see a new exhibit in Columbia, go check that out. Let's see. Well, let me thought last week or this week, we had the diplomats were over at the Salvation Army. So thanks for them for hosting the diplomats this week. We got a clay shoot coming on the 17th. So if you hadn't had a team you want to sponsor, we got that. Talk to Ashley in the office. We can hook you up there. I want to congratulate Missy Gentry. Missy was from the assistant city manager, awesome friend of ours. And she is my fellow classmate in leadership, South Carolina. But 25 years of service to the city. She's an awesome person to know at the city. And the biggest news yet, we get to fall back on Saturday. So extra hour of sleep. I'm still waiting that something's crazy going to happen in the State House that they're going to do away with it. But anyway, the annual long week, the longest week of the year is next week, when we realize that it's a lot darker earlier. So get prepared, drink lots of coffee. You'll get through it. For those that have young kids, sorry, that was always a crazy ass week. But anyway, all right, what else we got? Anybody got any good of the cause?
Well, so I was meeting yesterday with Dr. Tracy Dunn over at Benedict College, and she happened to mention that the Benedict Tigers are undefeated this year. So that's kind of a sleeper there that you don't hear too much about them, but they apparently are doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, they got a great team. It's been fun to see the excitement on social. So good for them. Thanks for that. Sorry, iPads. This hotel, the internet's slow. So if I miss something, I apologize. All right, anybody else got anything? All right. Well, I'm gonna head back to my meeting, but then I'm gonna brave the traffic on 26 and hope that it takes me under 2.5 hours to get back up the road to Cola. So I hope y'all. Is the weather pretty there? It's a little cloudy here today. Nice. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to being home. I miss it. I love Charleston, but I'm ready to get home. So listen, y'all have a great week. We're going to be here next Friday for Veterans Day. So I know many of y'all may have the day off. There's a big parade downtown Columbia Friday morning for the annual parade. So hope to see y'all some down there. Stop by the office if you're around. But anyway, thanks for being with us today. Sorry I couldn't share my screen. I had some really cool graphs. Oh well. User error, by the way. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe and drive in the right lane, please. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you.